What is going on, everybody? So I'm at the shop right now, Tanknician's quarantine shop. I'm done for the day. I'm wrapping up right now, but I wanted to share my personal tank, my little Pico tank that I just started. I wanted to share with you guys because it's a fun little project. I never really done a Pico tank long term. I'm really excited. I got some ideas for it, and I think it'll be a fun journey for you guys to come along and see the progress this tank makes. But I just got water in it. It's just finished cycling, but I want to bring some cool inverts from the shop and put them in there. Let's go ahead and see what we got in stock right now. All right, so my first choice is some sexy shrimp. We have these in stock. I think we have about 8 of them. They're perfect for a Pico aquarium because they stay small. You can't really have them in a really big aquarium because you tend to want to put fish in there, and fish will gobble these guys up because they do stay small. So I think this will be a perfect addition. Next up, we have saw blade shrimp. We just got these guys in, never had them before, but they're really cool looking. And you can get a better look of them in the bag right here, that bright yellow color. One of them is orange. They have some really good coloration on them as far as shrimp go, so I'm excited about them to put them in. Then over here, we have the little squat lobster I chose. Painted squat lobster. I think that's gonna be really fun to put in the Pico tank as well. So you can see he's got a little yellow stripe on him. I've never had one of these before, but again, another great addition to a smaller aquarium, a Pico tank, because you're able to actually see them and enjoy them. And then last up, we have the sexy shrimp over here in this bag. Also, one thing I wanted to point out to you guys is we had one of our saltwater mollies give birth in one of the customer's tanks, and this little guy was stuck in the sump, so I netted him out, and I'm thinking, why not add him to the Pico tank as well? You know, he's a little guy. Let's see how he does in there. I think it would work fine. So we got a really big starfish that I picked up from a job. Look at the size of this thing. Holy moly.
It's thick.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest Astrea stars. Biggest one I've ever seen in a tank before. And it's like one whole piece too. Look at that. Wow. All right, and we're gonna feed it to our residential Harlequin shrimp, who is hanging out right there. Let's see how he reacts. Dinner time. Look at that. Whoa. It's amazing how fast they react to like the starfish. Like, is it a sight thing? Is it a smell thing?
It's a smell thing.
Look at that. Oh, I love these guys. Poor starfish, but the Harlequin shrimp has to eat too. And that is gonna be quite the feast. All right, so I'm gonna leave the shop right now, head home, and let's take a look at this Pico aquarium. So here we are. This is the Pico tank. I was really excited to show you guys. I've had it for about 2 years. I got it for free, and it's been sitting around in storage. I stumbled across it the other day, and I was like, I figured let's go ahead and do something with it. Let's put it to use. I think it'd be fun to do a Pico style tank. Now this is a freshwater setup. You can see it's got the hang on the back filter. It doesn't have the all-in-one like you see with saltwater tanks, but this is a saltwater tank. The reason why I'm gonna do saltwater is because that's what I do for a living, aquarium service with saltwater, so that's what I have access to. I do want to do a freshwater tank again down the road, but I think I'm gonna hold off on that for now because I'm running out of space here with tanks at my house. But let's go over the Pico tank real quick. So I took some existing rock that we had at the shop, some spare rock, just made a little scape with it, nothing too crazy. It's run by a hang on the back filter, which works pretty fine, and it's got decent flow, believe it or not. Now, given what I'm gonna put in here, having too much flow won't be that much of an issue. So let's take a look at what we got. We have the squat lobster hanging out right here at the top of the rock. So he's settling in. We got the fish swimming about somewhere. You can see the fish kind of swimming right there. So he's adjusted really well. And then we have this sexy shrimp that they're hanging out right here on the filter in various areas of the rock. And I don't know. Now the problem with those saw blade shrimp is they like to bury themselves. And one of them is in the crevice of the rock. It's really hard to see, but the other one buried himself into the sand. So I'm hoping when I feed that it comes out. But as of right now, it's buried pretty good. You see little buddy. I can't wait to see what this little fish looks like when it gets bigger. But he's just swimming around. I'm pretty confident none of the inverts will eat him, or that will be a problem. Now, with a Pico style tank, one of the main things you have to worry about is evaporation, right? Just like with most saltwater tanks. We got a lid here, so that does prevent a little bit of evaporation, but this tank surprisingly goes through a lot of water, especially here in summertime in Florida. The AC's cranking, so this does lose a lot of water. So what happens is that fresh water evaporates out of the tank and those salt crystals stay behind. So if you don't top this off regularly, your salinity is going to fluctuate. And with a small tank like this, with a small water volume, that salinity can get really high really quick. So we need to be able to top off that water with fresh water every day. So what I'm going to use is this little guy right here. It is a aquarium auto water refiller. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up and show you exactly what I'm talking about and why I chose to use this on this aquarium. This was about 12 bucks or so, not expensive at all, and it works really well. So I'll show you how that works. So crazy simple setup right here, very easy to use. I really love these for Pico tanks because it's very convenient. You don't have to spend a lot of money. I mean, what's 12 bucks compared to what some of these automatic top-offs go for? This is the part that will actually go onto the glass of the tank, so it will fit like this on the tank. And then what you do next is you grab this little plastic bit here. It screws into here. So this sits on the tank like so. And if your tank has got really thin glass, you can see there's some room there, some wiggle room. You don't want that. You have these little markers to adjust the width and the thickness of right here, so you can make this tighter so it sits on the tank better. That's what these little white pieces are for. And then lastly, we have this plastic straw. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna put one of these on, you're gonna cut this the length you want it, according to your water level, which I'll show you on the aquarium, and you put one on each side right here. And then as the water level goes down, it'll automatically fill up the tank. Now, as far as where do you get the water from, I just use like, empty thing of club soda. This bottle right here, when I'm done with it, I'll just go ahead and rinse it out and then use RO water and use it as my little freshwater reservoir. All right, I got my little siphon tube right here, so I'm gonna measure twice, cut once, because I wanna get this to my desired water level, and there's only so much tube they give you, so you wanna make sure this cut, you get it right. It's very important. All right, I feel pretty good about where we're at. I have my water level about 1.5 inches below the lid. I feel pretty good about that. And basically works as a siphon. Once one of the hoses is exposed to air, it lets water out, through gravity. And once the water level goes back higher, it stops the water from going. It's pretty reliable. I've used it in the past and never had any problem. Yes, we are going to be putting corals in here. I'm thinking about a bunch of zoas. I want to do all zoas in this tank. That's what I want to focus on mainly. Then the light I chose also is right here. I got it from Amazon. I'll have the link in the description, but it was 43 bucks, I believe. And I thought, I've seen this on another customer's tank that we service, their small Pico tank, and her tank looks amazing. Her corals look really good. So I was like, you know what? Let me get the link to that light, and I ordered it myself. So I'm hoping to have the same success. So this light is made to be a saltwater light. Here's all the info on there. Like I said, I'll have the link down below. But here it is right here. I've seen this light in action. It does really well. I am worried about it getting a bit hot, but we'll see how that does. Got your plug, which is really cool. For 43 bucks, you get a remote. Like, how cool is that? Like, this has got a timer. It's got some extra features on it, which we'll go through. And we got another remote on the actual cord of the light. Looks pretty standard. You got a gooseneck. You got the gooseneck right here to be able to angle the light the way you want it. It doesn't weigh very much. I think it's like a couple pounds, which is very important when dealing with a Pico tank. So now that we got it unboxed, I'm gonna put it on the tank and let's see what it looks like on there. All right, so here's what it looks like on the tank, and I think it's perfect. I think it's perfect for a Pico style aquarium. It's plenty bright, plenty strong. I've seen this thing grow corals, so I know it's a good light. It's got different functionalities. It's got your different color variations, your reds, your greens, the blues, the whites, all that good stuff, the violets. One thing I was disappointed about, you cannot control it manually like the timer. You have to buy a separate Wi-Fi controller, which was a bit disappointing, but I'll have to go ahead and order that. So that's it. That's where we're gonna end this video. I'll keep you posted. Look at our little guy swimming already. I'm gonna feed him right now. He's really cool. I'm really happy. I'm excited to see how he grows in this tank. But I'm gonna feed him some flake food right now. And our sexy shrimp are looking good. So I'm really excited to get this tank going and to start putting corals in here. I'm thinking I want to do all zoanthids in this tank. I want to do nothing but zoanthids in here. Let me know down in the comments what you think I should do, but I want to stick with the inverts and just zoanthids in this aquarium. Let me know if you think that's a good idea or not. Anyways, I'll keep you guys posted on this tank as it develops. I'm going to get coral for it pretty soon. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.